There's a duck lad. It's Bandana Boy. You can see him there. His body is a duckling, feet of a duckling, his arms are made out of chicken feet, and his head's made from an action figure. He should stand up. Not much good for the camera, like, but nah, he will stand. There are, what do you reckon to him? There are, so they say this is a long duck, if you like. I've reinvented the duck, bringing back the goose, you know. So it's got that's a real duckling's beak, a bill. That's a baby chicken's head or body. That's the neck is made from a minx leg, and its body and its feet are obviously from a duckling. What do you reckon? This one's a little ornament. It's a goat, but his horns were broken, so I replaced his horns with some chicken beaks. And if that's coming through well, and got these bits here, baby chicken beaks. Another fossil, sort of like a Mr. Burns kind of thing from The Simpsons, you know. So it's got a rat's head here at the top, rat's spine, and chicken feet as hands, you know, like Mr. Burns goes like that, innit? So's he. The nicest things you can do from my website, other than like leaving me a tip when you buy something, which is a nice little new feature from Shopify, but you could pay a penguin forward. So for like 90p, right, I put one of these penguins in someone else's package. A little gift from you to a stranger. It's like paying it forward, but with a little penguin. You got different ones. I think there's like 3 or 4 different ones. They are. Just a little bit of something daft, you know, something nice you can do for other people. We're all alone in it at the minute, you know, so at least someone can have a little penguin to keep him company. It's a ornament, and it was originally a pig. It's still a pig, but now it's got a real mouse's foot here. That there is a real mouse's leg. To replace it so that it still stands, it fixes it, doesn't it? It fixes the problem. This is what it looks like when you put a little chick's heart. So the same chick that these feet came from, in the side of a little hedgehog. Goat of the same ilk, but this one had a broken ear. So I replaced its ear with a real rat's ear. It's good for stroking, isn't it? Like, look at that, man. You can have a little rub on there. These are my fossils, like fake fossils. So this one here is like a little dragon I've made out of a rat's head, spine, chicken feet and mouse legs. So you can show them you care. This is a rat's ass. So tailing a love heart. I stuff its ball sack if it's a boy. Sometimes I remove the ball sack to make scrotum pendants, but this time I didn't. I kept it whole, and he does stand. I'm trying to level my arm out for the camera, but that's not really like what's flat, is it? There you are. So you can see his little feet there. He's got his little toes, all of his, well, most of his toes more than likely, if not all. One of them might still be stuck inside. Bit of a squidge. And it's just a nice way to show them you love them, you know. People say, oh, you don't give a rat's ass about me. And here you are. Now you do. Give a rat's ass to them. Or give it to someone who you think doesn't care so that they can care in the future. To show them a little backhanded sort of cuntish way of saying, you don't care about me. Have a rat's ass. Here is a foxglove. Little squeaker in there. As you can see, it's driving Baz a little. Baz is interested in this one, aren't you, Baz? It's a foxglove. So like the plant, except it's an actual fox's head on your hand with a squeaker. Not for sale. I keep this one. I let kids play with it at markets, you know. A little bit of a little something to play with, keep them interested while I'm talking to the parents. Or a way to get the parents to come over, because when you see your kid playing with some weirdo's dead fox head, you know, like a skinned fox's head, you'd be like, oh, fucking hell, better get Jimmy away from him. But then you realise, oh my God, I mean, look, where else would I have seen a duck lad? I wouldn't have known duck lads have existed if little Jimmy hadn't been playing with that guy's dead fox. So, you know, it works. It's a little marketing tool, but I thought I'd show it to you anyway. Kidney stones, not like ones that I've passed out my dick, not like that, but the little diamonds with kidneys inside. On my website, £5 a piece. Something nice for Christmas, little stocking filler. A duck lad, bit of a smouldering soldier, and he's got little arms made out of chicken feet. Action figure's head, duckling's body, duckling's feet. What do you reckon? Them two sort of part of the same little group. For the film buffs, some unofficial merchandise, if you like. iRobots, mate. Bit late in the day for merchandise from a film that came out like 10-15 years ago, but still, chicks' eyes inside little robots. Here's an example of the sort of thing that you could get inside one of your oddity starter packs or even in a mystery box. So little key rings, that's some mouse's rib cage. There's a bit of mouse bone. That one's got a mouse's nose in it. You could get yourself a little agate geode in there, like them. Or even some fossils. So we got like ammonites, little sand dollars, and shark teeth. Starting up the Zoom meetings again. Microsoft Teams, pissing you off that you can't have a bit of hand-to-hand contact with people. Well, at the World Around You, we sell window legs, which are mink legs with suction cups on. So you can attach them to a bit of plastic and a bit of glass like this, and you'll be like, oh, start the meeting, you know, hello, my name's Jack from the World Around You, nice to meet you. And then they can have one as well at the other end, so you both see the hands going like this, shaking hands. It's just a little something to help you through lockdown. As I was saying, window legs these, like a window ledge but without the extra D. So it's basically a suction cup inside of a mink's leg. You know, like when you're watching a film and it gets a bit steamy and there's a sex scene in the shower and you get that handprint on the glass. Well, a lot of people at the minute aren't able to have the partner over again, innit? So I thought these would be a good idea because you can sort of recreate that scene. So yeah, you pop that on the glass there and look, you've got the hand there. It's not quite a handprint, but then, you know, you wanted to, you could put your hand around it or Zoom meetings, mate, perfect for a Zoom meeting because now, like, look, you've got the camera there. This is just out of sight, but then shake hands with it. Oh, nice to meet you. Lovely to have a conversation with you. This is one of my types of danglers. I've only got one at the minute. It's just a little one-off one. This is my one-eyed dangler. So I might get in a bit of trouble for trying to show off my one-eyed dangler. Like, you couldn't do it on a bus, innit? But I think doing it over social media should be okay. He's made out of a bit of duckling fur and a chicken beak. That's my hairy one-eyed dangler. You meet a stranger on a bus. That stranger is me. And he says, "Excuse me, love. Will you stick your hand in my tracky's pocket for me?" And you say, "You know what, the World Around You? I'd fucking love to do that. Let's see what you've got in there today." Oh, it's a crab's leg. They are. Little crab leg in there. They are. What do you reckon to him? I call him the nippler because he's got 6 of them. Obviously they're not real. They're not real ones. Can't say the word, but they are attached to rat skin here. These are some doll arms. His legs are made out of mink, just like the ones that I make that you can attach to windows. You can bend his legs, bend him round on himself. I wouldn't advise doing it too much because you might damage him. Don't forget, you know, it is taxidermy at the end of the day. But what do you reckon? Even glow-in-the-dark eyes to scare the shit out of any guests you have over the weekends. Got these as well, £6 a piece on my website, worldaroundewe.com. Some of them are out, they're all out of antique books. This one's out of a skin diseases book. This one's out of just a general biology book that's stuff about a tadpole information. There's a diagram of a skeleton of a horse and a man, compared with what looks like when they're running. That's what inside of a lobster looks like. And that there is how skins form. Look at that. Another thing you can get off my website, you can order these. These are pink geodes, agate type of stone. So they are. The different shades of pink, shiny, £1 a piece. Look at that. Dark pink, pale pink, paler pink, but all pink. Excuse me, love. I'm not wearing any boxers, but I think I've got a hole in my trousers in the pocket. Would you check for me? Oh, I'd love to. Here, let me stick my hand in there for you. Oh, what's that? Oh, it's a fucking dead guppy. Devised the perfect anti-pickpocketing devices. Right, so what you do is you stuff your pockets full of stuff, and then when they come in and they slip your hand in your pocket, doesn't matter which one, they stick your hand in, They are. They have a look in and they're like, oh, they don't want to steal that though, do they? Because that's a love heart filled with rat spine. Here's a ornament. This is another little ornament. So it's a little dinosaur. He didn't have an head or a neck. So I replaced it with a little mouse's tail, most of a mouse's tail, and a chicken beak and a couple of googly eyes. They are. He's a bit of a floppy dinosaur, but I think it makes him fun, doesn't it? Makes him, you know, enjoyable. This time, on the World Around You's TikTok, we're going to play What's in My Front Pocket. Don't know if you've ever seen South Park where Butters sings, I've got something in my front pocket for you. Why don't you open it up and see what it is? Well, let's see what it is. It's a dead baby chameleon. You know that little song that Butters sings, I've got something in my front pocket for you? Well, let's see what's in the World Around You's front pocket today. It is, it's like a little rocket ship that I made. This is called a fossil. So it's the front half of a pleco fish, and that's a chicken's foot. And I wanted it to look like a rocket going through the sky, so I tried to put bubbles in, and I'll be dead honest, I fucked up. It was too cold when I set the resin. So a lot of these ones this time are available cheaper. And it's basically just a chicken's foot up the arse of a dead fish. This is a rat, man. Rat people. Listed as a rat people. You don't know what you get till you order them. But this one's like a little action rat. Like, imagine like Lara Croft, but as a rat. So this is like, I don't know, you know, just a rat with a gun, really. Half of a rat, half of a toy. He's got a rifle on his back. Pistol in a holster, which I've made out of his own tail. That's rat skin there. He's got a pistol in his hands. He's holding that. And he's holding it sort of properly as well, you know, like that, like they do in the films. And there you go. What do you reckon to him then? If your kid keeps getting caught rearranging himself in public, then what you need to do is fill his pockets with stuff. And what I'd recommend is maybe a love heart full of mouse intestine. If you can guess what I'm holding, I'll show it to you. Did you guess? Yeah, then it's fangs for all the fish. It's a decapitated lizard's head attached to a fish's body with some fossilised shark teeth for teeth, and I've even given it some real ears, which are mouse ears, which, to be honest, aren't coming well over camera. You can see them there and there. They're mouse ears. I think this would be a good game. Like, you know, like Snap with cards, but instead of cards, you want something that's easier to wipe down because of the old Rona, you know. So what you want to do is you want to get yourself, wait, let me find, there's two similar shapes. So each person has one, and you go, oh, dead guppy. The next person, they play their cube, and they go, oh, dead guppy. Snap. You know, it'd work, wouldn't it? And then you can wipe them down, and you can pop them in your pockets, and you can play again. And this time you go, ooh, love heart full of mouse intestine. And your opponent, they go, oh, that's a chick's heart in a dome, baby chicken's heart. And then they go down on the side until you play your next pair, that match again, and you're like, oh, dead guppies, snap. Are you sick of getting mugged? Walking down the canal in Manchester and all of a sudden the pusher wannabe's there and he's like, yeah, mate, fucking give us your phone, give us that in your pockets. Like, all right, lad, yeah, no worries. Yeah, I'll give you it. Yeah, it's what you've won today is a skinned mouse's head inside of a dome. Another one out of my book, Uneducated Guesses, the book I wrote to annoy my university teachers. Found loads of big words that I don't know the meaning to. I broke them down by a syllable and tried to work out what they mean just out the top of my head. So this one here is septuagenarian. Two different meanings. A member of an ancient race, often associated with phallic monuments and the worship of staffs and sceptres held by their mythical deities. Or, it could also be a way of describing a tall structure. So, for example, Gilbert told Sandra that the Washington Monument was positively septuagenarian. Sandra replied by calling Gilbert out as a pervert, and they began to reminisce on happier times. And there's your septuagenarian illustration there. It's time for another round of I've got something in my front pocket for you. So we're going to reach into my pocket and see what it is. It is... Pause. But are not actual like mouse paws are out, you know, not like what you've got on this fella here, not like rat paws, but just paws, because it's a couple of dead guppies that look like the paws symbol off a TV remote. And that means it must be time for another game of I've got something in my front pocket for you. So, inside my front pocket today it's quite a big one. It's Fish Boy. It's a pleco, and what I've done is up its arse I've shoved a couple of mouse legs, and then into where I believe its shoulders should be, I've put a couple of mouse feet. There you are. You see him there? Again, no, did him in the cold. So it's gone a bit bubbly. So he's up on my website a bit cheaper than what, say, like the clear ones are, like this fella here with the rat head and spine and chick feet. What do you reckon? Here's a little fun one for you. It's a duckling's head on a spring. I don't know why it's shaking so mad, because I don't think my hand is. There you go. Real duckling, real spring. What do you reckon? Here's another little keyring you can have, something else to keep the vegans happy, because I want to have something for everyone in it. So, you know, I've got the taxidermy, like this fella here, for the non-vegans. For the people that just generally don't like dead animals, I've got daft books I've written. For other people who don't want to spend any money, I've got my radio shows on Threshold FM. And then for the vegans that want to spend money with me, I've got geodes on keyrings. Here's one of the keyrings you could get off my website. It's a little dinosaur. It's something for the vegans, you know, something to keep them happy. There's no dead animals in this apart from maybe like glue, if you count glue as dead animals, because I think you can melt down horses in it to make glue, or zebras or something. Anyway, it's a little dinosaur emerging from a real geode on a keyring. This is one of my books, my first book, Uneducated Guesses. I wrote it purely to piss off my uni teachers because they wouldn't really like, well, they didn't like me doing my taxidermy like this. So what I did was I wrote a book because it's mass producible. I was doing 3D design, not English litter out. So I found loads of big words I don't know the meaning to, and then I guessed what they mean. So I've got gerrymandering. Adjective. A boring, mind-numbing experience. For example, the torture was horrendous. They tied her up, strapped her to a chair, and proceeded to paint the walls and the floor all around her. They used cheap paint, the cheapest. The torturers were methodical in their work and doused the paintbrushes in white spirit. When they left the room, it is claimed that they played nursery rhymes on repeat for the next 2 days. The victim was quoted in the papers as saying, "The combination of chemical fumes and the constant threat of danger countered the gerrymandering nature of the torture." And there's a little illustration to go with it. Your little gerrymandering experience. This fella's sold, but it's worth showing you anyway because I'm quite happy with him. He's what I do is a ornament. So I get broken ornaments and then replace them with real parts of dead animals. So this here is a real duckling feet, real duckling head. Obviously this didn't have feet on originally, but it did have well, I imagine it had some form of terracotta head on it painted. But I replaced that with a real duck's head. So it kept the body of the ornament and the feet and head of the duck. Do you reckon? Scientists have been lying to us for fucking years, right? Everyone thinks that, you know, a duckling looks like this, right? But with a duckling's head there instead of an action figures. Which they do. Ducklings do look like that. But everyone thinks that they come out of the egg looking like this. But they don't. Scientists have been lying. I mean, how does a duck, right, with a beak like that break through the egg? It doesn't with its beak. What it does is it does it with its toes. They come out as ducklets. It starts as an egg, then it's a ducklet, then it's a duckling, then it's a duck. And obviously later on in life it's a dead duck. But, I mean, even early on in life it can be a dead duck. Because I caught this ducklet. I caught it and I preserved him. Look at that. Obviously I didn't actually catch him. It's not real, and they're baby chicken toes up a dead duck's neck. This is a portable high-five machine. It's a rat's arm on a spring. Perfect for socialising at an extra distance of about 2 or 3 inches. If you're looking for cheap, affordable Christmas presents this year, then come to me, worldaroundewe.com. I've got rat's arms on springs, portable high-five machines. I got spring ducklings, like that, real ducklings on a spring. I got ammonites, fossils that I've brought back to life with some baby chicken toes. I've got mouse intestines in a heart. I've got these. I've got hairy danglers. Look at me hairy danglers. It's mouse skin with a fake tooth on and a couple of googly eyes. Maybe for the sake of the camera, I should probably show you the larger one they are. Look at that. Rat skin, mate, rat skin. And it's nice and affordable as well. Little ornaments like this fella. It's a broken dinosaur with a neck made out of mouse tail. Perfect for everyone. Something for everyone. Really good for the people that say, oh, I've already got everything I could ever want. They don't know that they want a ducklet, a duckling's head with toes from a chick. Alright, it's time for, I've got something in my front pocket for you. So, let's reach into the pocket and see what it is. Ooh, it is the prototype Santa Claus, made with real crab claws. Now, I'll tell you what, these have already sold out on my website, so leave a comment on this video and I'll, on midday, Sunday, 2 days time, or a day and a half's time, at midday, I'll do another video and I'll pick a winner. Whoever leaves a comment is in with a chance of winning, and I'll send you out this little fella here, the prototype Santa Claus, in the post for fuck all. How's that? It's time for I've got something in my front pocket for you. So, let's have a look in my pocket and see what it is. It is the prototype Santa Claus. Now, because these have already sold out, they're real crab claws and none of the others have a smiley face. I mean, you could have bought one and drawn your own smiley face on it, innit? But what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do it as a little giveaway. So what I need you to do is leave a comment underneath this video, little comment, whatever you want, it could be anything. I mean, don't be a dick, don't just bully each other, or me, you know. I mean, I can take it, but I'd rather you didn't. And then, I'll pick a winner on midday on Sunday, midday English time, and I'll send it out to you free of charge. How's that? I'll see you in a bit. I like dinosaurs, because I sell fossils and that, and bits of amethyst and geodes and stuff, and you know, and obviously, you know, I've got taxidermy as well, like that fox's head there that I showed you earlier. But what about that? I bet you've never seen one of these before, because I haven't. And not to claim that I've seen, you know, a lot of stuff. I haven't, but I mean, it's just good, innit? It's a little Christmas tree decoration. Well, I've turned it into a Christmas tree decoration, and that's what I'm selling them as. I think it's stained glass and lead. It's a little dinosaur with a baseball bat, mate. On my website now, there's a link in the bio. Yeah. This is what it looks like when you attach crab appendages to a baby mouse. Look at him. He's sold, but I wanted to show him off because he's cool, innit? Look at that. Oh. It's not what you think it is. It's a glove puppet I've made out of a fox's head. Bet you thought it was a spoon, didn't you? Little crabs, mate, little festive hermits. Pop them on your Christmas tree. Yeah, here's a little reading from my book, How to Date an Antique Table, A Lover's Guide. So this is the first dating suggestion in the book, and the suggestion is to attend protests. You can take an antique table, but can you take a stand? You don't have to actually care about the protest. You're just trying to prove to your antique table that you are a compassionate, caring person. It's a good idea to learn some of the chants associated with the topic. For example, 1, 2, 3, 4, tables, beds and cupboard drawers. I would also recommend learning about the subject matter so that you don't make yourself look silly in front of your new antique table. And then I've got a little illustrations that go alongside them. And there's loads of things you could have as like little placards at a protest for people that want to make love to antique tables. Like, table me in. My wife's a beach. My wife should accept my side table. I'm a tabletop. Ban the okey cokey. And so on. Available through the link in my bio. How to Date an Antique Table. A Lover's Guide. I know it's coming through backwards on there, but This is my newest book, and it'll teach you everything you need to know about getting an antique table back into your bedroom. So you've got dating tips, like you could take a class together. There's someone being sort of spooned, like in Ghost, but by an antique table. We got you got pickup lines, like, "You look like you've been crying. Was it me? I've never moved furniture before." Here's a pickup line from my book, How to Date an Antique Table, A Lover's Guide. That'll help you get any antique table you want back to your house. "I know they felt your snooker table before they got it, but have they felt your table?" They are. Look at these. These are little crab claws in vials, and you know what they're good for? They're good for, you know, because you're not going to be able to have a works do this year, more than likely, because of lockdown. Which is fine, you know, we all understand. But that means you're not going to be able to grope Carol from reception, or, you know, you're not going to be able to get off with Dave in the copier room. I don't know what happens at office parties, I've never been to one. But I imagine a lot of people grope each other because they're drunk. But now, instead of sharing your diseases with your co-workers, you can just give the gift of crabs this Christmas. And you can, a little pinch in a jar. And it's like a little IOU. Little crab claws in pots, mate. Alright, been sitting on these for a little bit, but I thought, you know, Christmas is coming, so let's get them out. Here you are. Santa Claus. Little disembodied crab claws in Santa's hats, mate. Perfect for your Christmas tree. Look at them. Now, I'm going to be dead honest. Don't know if they'll last past Christmas. Never worked with crabs before like this. But I think they should be okay. They're dried, they're hollowed, and they look fucking weird. What do you reckon? Kinda cute or kinda weird? Seeing as lockdown's here again, you know, I figured that a lot of us might be spending Christmas alone. So I thought I'd make these, mate. Fucking little festive hermits. Real crab claws in little Santa's hats. And they look a bit like an hermit crab. What do you reckon? They're up on my website now. Little link in my bio if you're interested. Here's some dating ideas for how to date an antique table, a lover's guide. Available now on Amazon and also through the link in my bio. Here, you could go foraging with your table. Go and eat some random vegetables out of the woods. Or, better still, you could go and get arrested together. Look at that. Memories that last a lifetime. Like a good relationship with any antique table would. They are. This is an example of the sort of thing you could get in a mystery box or in a raffle item. So this will be going into one of the £10 raffle items. It's a weird little bust that I found. I didn't make it, but someone, you know, made this and made it look quite demonic. Like, them eyes are fucking weird. Obviously hollow on the inside. Don't know why I'm grabbing her by the throat. We'll stop that. But what do you reckon? Maybe at Christmas time you exchange certain sort of favours with your loved one. And if your partner has asked you for a Christmas train this year, maybe, and you're not quite into the idea of sharing your partner with 10 other people, why not just get them one of these and pretend that you completely misunderstood what they were asking for? It's a little stained glass train that you can hang on your Christmas tree to remember that time that your partner thought it were alright to get railed by 10 other people in your house, in your bed. I mean, why would you even, you know, I mean, I'm not going to judge you if that's what you want to do, but clearly you don't want to do that. That's why you're going to buy this Christmas tree decoration. Right? I've just put these on the website. They're not anything dead. You know, it might be disappointing to you, but it might be interesting to some of you. I just thought it'd be cool to be able to give, you know, like different little bits for Christmas, rather than just like bits of mouse attached to things. And I've got these. Look at them. Different bits of amethyst, mate. They're up on my website now. I'll get them out to you before Christmas. What do you reckon? Do you want to come and stick your hand in my pocket? Do you want to see what's in there? See what you can find, see what you can feel. Here, what's this? That's a dead shabumpkin, mate. Nothing weird, just a dead fish in me pocket.